Okay, this video is going to be just an observation sketch as I traveled from Dubuque down to Iowa City. And Iowa, oh my goodness. Let's put an interstate in here. Because the other roads look very, what can I say? Very much like a country lane. But that's not totally true because I'm on an interstate, which is actually a 4-lane highway. And let's just make it go off over this way. And as I was traveling down here, of course, there was a motorcycle in front of me, and I'm going to draw him. I was watching him all the way, and here's his head, and his body, as he held on to the handlebars, was almost like an oval with his two hands out here, and then he had the shield, and of course, here's where he's seated, and then this is, of course, better put him on the right side of the road. But here's the man on the motorcycle. Of course, he passed me up. I just enjoy watching as I go. Now there's cars in front of us. There's a lot of traffic on the road. We'll put another red car down here. You know, I did not notice as many big semis. We were not on Interstate 80, which is probably the biggest one, but there were cars. There was traffic on the road. So I'm just going to put some little oval squares on here to represent traffic. And let's put a little car off over this way. And Iowa is known for its cornfields. So these that you're seeing here, of course, now this will all be blended out, is the cornfields of Iowa. Let's get another green here. And it's really pretty because the corn, this is the first part of August, and the corn is pretty high. It's probably about 5 feet high, but it has the tassels on the top of it, and those of you who have lived in the Midwest know what detasseling is. I've only detasseled a little bit in my young life. I did a lot of rogaine milo. Now those of you that are farm kids know what rogaine milo and detasseling is. That was the way a lot of us earned our school money when we were younger. So here's the cornfields. This is representing the cornfields of Iowa. And let's just put some green here. There's just all sorts of green. I mean, it is really a pretty drive down here. Of course, there will be trees out here in various spots, and farmhouses. Let's just put a farmstead off over this way. And one thing that I noticed as I was driving down here, and I hope I still have room for it, is there's a crop duster. And crop dusters are airplanes, and I'm never going to get a good representation of this airplane. But they are airplanes that are used they dive down really low, and they dump insecticide on the crops to protect the crops. And I'm just going to kind of put a tail on here and kind of a headline. And they fly pretty low. I guess he looks like a crop duster, doesn't he? Let's give him some more red on his wings. And let's put some insecticide flowing out of this plane, just to say he's a crop duster. Now, I was doing a lot of barns, and I'll be doing more barns and homesteads in the future on other sketches. I'm just trying again just to get a sense of this car could be a little larger here. Let's give this car a little bit larger roof, and there we go. Make it a little bit more convincing. I'm parked at a rest stop here. There's quite a bit of traffic around here. I tried to upload my video and it didn't work. I mean, it was just taking a huge amount of time, and I wanted to do some other filming, so I stopped. Now, one thing about Iowa is there are a lot of small towns off in the distance, a lot of buildings, and so I'm just going to represent some small town area off over this way, just kind of square areas. And here again, I'm just going for a suggestion. And of course there are lots of trees. Let's just give it a lot of trees in here. And I'm just blending in areas, and there's fields off over this way. Of course, there would probably be a overpass. Let's put our overpass up over here, just to say, okay, this is how you get off and on the road if you want to turn off and go to that small town. And let's just blend this all out into cornfields. Lots and lots of cornfields. Let's just do it this way, just to give it a suggestion. Now, again, I'm going to use my water brush. I'm going to use my water brush to blend all this out. It doesn't look like much, but once I journal what I'm telling you now, sky is just beautiful. Clouds, just put some blue up here for it to represent the clouds. And all this is saying, this is my trip from Dubuque down. I wish you could, oh my goodness, almost wish that I had enough oomph in my camera to, I'm going to put a green area here between the two roads. I wish that I had enough oomph in my camera to videotape the entire drive down here. That would be really fun to do. Let's see, let's make this road go off this way, and here's the other side of the road. This doesn't look like much now, but once I get once I get the detail in here and the journaling, it will start making a lot more sense. But for now, just believe me, Iowa cornfields are just beautiful this time of the year, especially if there's been a lot of rain. And we've had a lot of rain in Wisconsin, and by the look of the fields, it looks like they're doing good this year. We've had some of that dry weather several years ago, and it's about time. Let's put some more trees. This representation, scribble trees, let's put some up in here. Fences, fence lines. Just not quite sure how to represent fences here. Fences off in the distance. Of course, now on the interstate, there generally is a hill between the field and the just kind of put a interstate feeling here. Now, I guess that's good enough for the pencils. Let's get the water action going. I did find my spray bottle. I hope you're seeing this. Let's do some, yeah. I'm getting some Kleenexes out here because I want to just spray. Grab my brush. And I'm just going to blend. I don't want it to blend too much onto the other page. And I might pick some of this off because this is just representing the road, the highway. And I'll probably come back in and work with that car again. And we're going to make the highway go off over that way. And since I have gray on my brush, I'm going to bring some of it off into the green fields here. That's almost too green for my taste because I want this to be a journaling page. And all I'm doing is establishing what I'm seeing, and I'm going to come back in with detail. And I may lift some of this color later. Lift some of it now. But mainly I'm just doing this to share with you my road trip down here. I can't wait. I can't wait to hopefully get into the hotel tonight, and hopefully I can upload my videos tonight. I was hoping I could do it along the way, but it's not working for me. Now I'm going to come in and give this motorcycle guy a little bit more detail later. Let's spray around him with... So I just want some sense that you're on a road. And I wiped my car out there, but that's okay. Now, let's do the sky a little bit better. My brush is... I'm just putting... It's really a pretty bright blue sky today. It's a beautiful Saturday. It's a beautiful day to drive, and oh, what a fun listen on that Iowa Public Radio. I enjoyed that so much on the way down. In fact, I enjoyed it so much, it actually shortened my trip. I'm going to lift some of the color here because I'll be coming in and doing this plane a little bit better. It's actually not... It was a white plane, and that black is really a nice black. So I want some more water on this page. I want to douse it with water, especially these cornfields, and lift. So I don't want that much color. I want them to be blended. And I'm going to have to come back in again and put in the trees. But I think me doing this and telling you what I'm seeing along the way helps tell the story. And that's my objective. Pick up some of the water here. My objective is to tell the story of my road trip. And I'm going to go in and, like I said, I'm going to come back and journal. Here's the little town off over this way. So hopefully I can get that all in blue. And I'll go back in. Whoops, too much black there. Picks up a lot of black. I'll have to remember that as I do my next page. But I know I want my town off over this way. And I'm just kind of blending in the, blocking in and telling the story as I'm going here. Listening to the radio. You know, I wanted to put in some music notes. Maybe I can just, maybe I'll put those in dark green or a green. Because I was listening to music too. I was listening to that John Philip Sousa on the way down. And I'm going to put the other that I'm going to say here, I'm going to put in the Iowa National Public Radio, because I was listening to that station. And let's see, I think on here I'm going to put Art Showcase just to remind myself. And this will all be blended in when I get into the detail. This is kind of a Urban Sketch JB5 style Shannon Green. On the go sketching. Try to make it, put in a background, come back and work on a little bit more, put in some detail, tell the story, words and images, tell the story, and then finalize it with your free play. Kind of modified JB5, urban sketching style. Okay, I think I'm going to quit on this. I think I have the general idea of what this is. The farmstead up in here. My water brush has a lot of green on it. I'm going to come back in and put in the detail of the buildings and maybe some more trees off in this way. I wiped out my tree area here. Define those cornfields a little bit more and define those buildings. I'm not unhappy with this because I'm blocking in and I'm telling the story, and that's what I want to do. So here's leaving Wisconsin, getting into Dubuque. I really like this one. And this is from Dubuque down to Iowa City. And this is kind of the Iowa countryside. But I'm going to develop this more. But I just wanted to get a sketch down. A fast sketch. And that's what this is all about. I will see you on the same page.